All right, everybody, welcome to another exciting day. Wow. So I wrote out this love letter, you might add, you might say, this this giant love letter I wrote out to what I feel just happened, and just kind of goes through a little bit of I didn't post it on my Twitter, did I? I don't think I posted on Twitter. Did I put this up on Twitter? Where are you at? There we go. Did I put this up on Twitter? Dude, I am tired right now. Let's see what I got over here. Nope, nope. Oh, I put my win up. So I flipped I flipped my short. I flipped my trade, my long to a short, and let's see here. I just want to put this little tweet up here. It's my love letter to all right, there we go. All right, so basically, wow, that was some of the most shady ass shit I've seen done in a long time, right? I mean, that was just super shady. What they did, waiting for, um, what they did, waiting for BitMEX to go down. Oh my God, that was just some of the most shady ass. I mean, and the funny thing is, we've talked about this just in one of the recent shows. We talked about how just absolutely shady this is. I mean, at the whales, listen, there's no money left, right? It's the whales against the whales at this point, and that's all it is, right? So it's just whales eating whales, and there's nothing left. And man, you just saw. So you guys saw that whale get wrecked on that what was that Odex exchange, what, for 400 million or something like that. That guy just got wrecked right into the exchange take. No, exchange just passed off the loss right to all the customers. You know, and the customers just took an absolute beating on that. Um, yeah, I mean, there's just, what do you say? I mean, that was just some super sketch. And that was literally whales eating whales. And we talked about that just recently. How there's just, you and me, we're all the little people out there. We're the ones who are, the diehard crypto fans. And those guys are just, they're like the crypto mafia out there, just, squeezing everybody for every single last dime, every last dollar. One of the things, if you're over and you are a member, then you guys saw that some of the calls we were making earlier. So, where is this at? So, here you go. So see the setup right here? I mean, we spotted this hours ago. So, yeah, we knew that pump was coming, so we were all in a long. So we all got longs, and then we saw this start to form right here. You had a bearish harami, so you got this bearish harami start to form, and then sure enough, it did fall out. Now it looks like it came down here and is finding support, so it's something I am keeping on. I did get up in it a little higher up here, so I'm 4% on I was 10% on my long trade for 10K, and I flipped out of that, so I made some good money on that. But I'm just sitting here waiting, and I want to see if something pops up like this, something like a double doji could pop up like this, and see how this plays out. I went through a bunch of my charts, and I'll go through them all with you guys and kind of everything that we've been thinking. But this was a pretty good short scalp right here. So yeah. So with that, now let's just start to run through the charts right here real quick. I'm just gonna scoot all this stuff out of the way. Come here, get out of here. Go away. All right, fine. There we go. So let's just kind of start to go through the charts right here. There's our 6 hours. So this is what I talked about, right? This is one of those, that double doji kind of setup I was looking at over here on the 6 hour. So this is something kind of keep my eyes on, watching this as this plays out. You've got quite a while for this candle to close out. Let's pull this down to the 4-hour candle. So look, we've got a brand new 4-hour candle. So this is a bearish harami. So this is a bearish setup, right? But if you go through and kind of read what I wrote in there, and everything I wrote, you're going to be able to break it down. You're going to be able to say, okay, I kind of understand what Vamp is talking about. I mean, they have to keep this elevated. They have to keep this out of this. We're still too low here. We're still way too low. And going back and looking at the previous pumps, especially when we did pull out of this last this last pump we had over here. I'm gonna, let me rip this stuff off here. Right, so there we go. So the last time we had a pump like this, right? Look at the wick on this thing right here. So this wick is basically just disbelief, like not buying the BS. Like people just didn't, just weren't buying the BS here, right? This is a pretty good wick. This is a pretty substantial wick. Now, it very similar to this wick over here. And if you guys remember what over here, this is when you had the 700 million tether shuffle happen, and then this pop happened right off the 700 million tether, and then nothing, no tether, a whole like 60 days or whatever, 40 days of nothing, of no tether, no talk about tether, no nothing. Come all the way down here. I posted on August 6th, August 6th or August 8th. I said, hey, hey, watch out. Oh, sorry, this was the 700 million over here, I think. So this is the 700 million. Was it there or there? I can't remember. Brain's fried. So when we got down here, I said, hey, here comes the tether stuff again. And sure enough, all the tether stuff. And then that tether got moved today. That 100 million tether got moved. And when that 100 million tether got moved, that was like, wow. I mean, and they didn't even try to hide it, right? They didn't even try to hide it. They just went, I mean, that 100 million tether went to, every index, every exchange that has, that uses, every exchange that uses USDT, of which MEX is not one of those, right? MEX is definitely not one of those. And yeah, you guys are right, man. The shorts are still extremely high, right? The shorts are stacked way up there still. Where's my short chart at? Here it is. Look at shorts. So the short RSI dropped down. So the short RSI came way down. There it is. It's coming down here to test this low level one more time, right? And here we go. It's kind of making like a, now remember, it was making this before. It broke out of it. This was definitely a bullish wedge. It was and then now it's kind of making one of these, right? So if this doesn't break through, you're going to see this pop back up into this channel. Now, here's the issue. You guys, right now, if you are smart and you know what's going to happen here with the SEC and the next 24 to 48 hours, today is the 22nd right now. It is 1:30 in the morning Pacific time. So that means it is on the East Coast. It is like 4:30 in the morning on the East Coast. And the SEC will be up and kicking around and playing with shuffling their bag of rocks here at about 6 a.m. So you could get an announcement as early as 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. And so I would be very careful if you think about going long right now. If you're looking at going long right at this moment, I would be extremely careful going long right here. Because in the next, I mean, you literally could get a tweet from the SEC saying, nice try, denied, right? If you get a nice tweet from the SEC in the next 24 to 48 hours and you don't have a really good stop loss set right now, you're going to just get absolutely destroyed because there will be a drop. There's going to be a drop. You know, and hopefully someone at the SEC woke up today and got an email that said, look at this bull crap. Look at how manipulated this was today. I mean, absolutely manipulated today. 100% targeted. Went right after him. We talked about it on video. Go back, play my video. I just posted it. It was short. It's all there. I mean, just called this out to a T. I said, man, if I was them, I would wreck everybody on BitMEX. And sure enough, man, just wrecked everyone on BitMEX. Boy, our Discord just exploded today. Our Discord absolutely exploded. It was just crazy. You guys should really, when you get a chance, you guys should watch that video. Yeah, yeah, I can check out the other ones for sure. 100 million short was liquidated. Wow. Yeah, our Discord just went sideways. I haven't seen it that active, and you know, most of the if you're a Vamp member, we were all having a little celebration party. Most of us, some of the members were not happy that they had missed some pretty good money making opportunity, but a lot of them did. A lot of them got some good shots in, and we all got to be a part of that. So you know, just looking here, let's just kind of go through what we're looking at. So I actually got down to the 2 hour chart. So here's the 2 hour chart right here on You know what's funny is that the charts are different. Let me go over here. I'm gonna pull this up. Yeah, look at how different this is. Look at how different this is. So here you've got a tweezer top, right? You got a tweezer top on the 2 hour with, which is just easy money short. I mean, this is just easy money short right there. So you've got an this was an easy money short. Now you've come down, and these are all greens. So you have a green 4, 5, 6, 7. You're being held up. So look, your 7MA is holding you up on the 2 hour. So if you guys want to see where we're at, you're being held up on your 2 hour. It touched twice. It will support twice, right? If this thing breaks, which, you know, I know, you know, this, you know, you come down, you got a little bit of a bounce. This is making a rising wedge. I expect this to fall out one more time. Listen, and nobody buying here, no, it does not mean it's easy. When no one is buying, that means no one is selling. I'm sorry, that means that the sellers can't push up the price because there's not enough buyers, and that's exactly what happened here. Like the sellers tried, the buyers just kept trying to push and push and push and push, And I don't even know how much money went into this, but I'll tell you what, it was a lot. This took a lot of money to soak up all those stop losses. So a lot of people who were in shorts had their stop losses set this time, and that's why this is a much smaller candle. This is why this run right here, and let's go back and we're going to measure this for you, right? So you're basically, that run was 450 points, right? So you had a 450 point run. Let's go back over here. And this is where, I swear, isn't this where we had the short squeeze? Where's my damn shorts chart? April 11th. Okay, so we're going to go back to April 11th. Where are you at? I'm going to find it's going to be low over here. There it is. All right, so here you are. So here was our April 11th run right here, and this baby went from here. Look at that, 1,300 points. 1,300 points from that short snap. This is when we did our last short snap right here, right? This is the last short squeeze. So this one was not as timed as evil as the last time, right? No way near as evil as the last time, okay? So let's take a look at our candles. Let's look at our volume candle, okay? So there's our volume candle for that one. Let's go ahead. Come on, get over here. Hey, where'd you go? There it is right there. So that thing was... Let me throw a horizontal. I don't know. I don't even think I keep a ray on this thing. All right, there we go. Okay, so look at this. There was the volume right there. This was it. Look at this. There's the volume there. You had all of this buying volume. I'll bet you if you go back and you guys hunt down, where this came from, what exchange this came from, you'll see that this is just, there's nothing. Look at this. There's nothing, right? There's just not enough volume here. And this came from very few people, or, whatever exchange or whoever was manipulating this. All of this buy volume came from very few amount of buyers. And you guys can see how they spread that tether out. How that tether was spread out over. And look at this. This is what I wrote. Yep. Please kiss us when you fuck us. And sure enough, they tried, but they didn't get us this time. They did not get us this time. We were laughing. Trust me, we were laughing all the way to the bank because we took their money and we were happy about it this time. We caught them. We caught them going up, and we're catching them going down, and we're a hell of a lot smarter than, yeah, it's crazy. Some of those exchanges hit way higher. Yeah, but April just didn't have. April had real volume. Look, this is BS volume right here. This is all bull crap. The difference is, in April, that was organic, right? That happened organically. Like, that was people like me and you. I jumped into that run, right? I was there. I was like, oh, let's go. And I hopped into that. I made money off that run, right? And, and that's, I'm telling you guys, this is just welcome to market manipulation 101, right? That's all it is. It's just absolute market manipulation. And it's fine. And they're not even trying to hide it anymore. But man, to go after BitMEX today was just vicious. Just vicious. Bloodthirsty. Right? All right. So easy short. That was a great short opportunity there. Really good. Here we are. Let's see what kind of candle we're printing up on our 3 hour. 3 hours got 25 minutes to close. Nice little bounce off there, but once again, still in a bearish candle. Now, does this look like this could play out to be, a 5 wave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give a little poke up. Yeah, it's possible. It's totally possible. And I actually, on my other chart, where is this? Where's my other chart? Where's my other? Too many damn charts open. Let's see here. Is this it? Yeah, there you go. So on this chart right here, you guys can see what I did is I kind of made this wedge out right here. I made this A, B, C, D, E. All right. So A, B, C, D, E. I know people are trying to count this as a 5 wave. It could be. This could be a little 5 or up. This could definitely be a 5 or up. This, there's a lot of. This could go sideways for a whole bunch of hours. Bang, 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 down, bang, bang, up, fall out again. But once again, I don't know. I think that. I think they got to hold. Now the exchanges have to hold this, and they got to really keep it over. They got to keep it over the 6,500 range, right? It's got to stay up over the 6,500 range to sort of fall back down into this mess again. Just shows that it didn't go anywhere, right? And you guys can, so it's just the, so if you go, and I'm going to pull this back to a 12-hour chart. Let me rip all this off. So look, last time. I mean, look at the wick on this thing. Look at the wick on this. Right? That is just an insane wick. There's July. So here's the issue, right? So this one took off and it never came back down into any of the previous pricing. All right, wasn't even close. This one took off, same thing, never came down and got close to any of the previous pricing. Okay, nothing, just this one, boom, parabolic, and it went to the moon, right? Now we started a brand new one here. This is a brand new one candle, right? So this shot up on a 3, this took off, this actually took off earlier on the 5. But here we are on a brand new one candle, and this is dropping back down into the previous price action. Okay, we're almost there. This is what they can't. This can't. If this comes back down and it comes back down to the level of this candle right here, this one singular candle, it's going to fall back into the previous price action. Right, and that to me is a failed pump. Right, that's just clearly a failed pump. So you have a bunch of stacked MAs above it still. You have a lot of resistance up here. You have a lot of your support. Here's the thing: your support levels down lower are all down in this. It's back down to 6,500 range where your support is. So there's no support in here. See, look at this. This is just a free zone. All this area in here is just a free zone. There's nothing holding the price up here. This price can just start to whittle back down in this zone. That's why a lot of people are like, they're just not buying it. Very simple. Took off, gone. Took off, gone. Tried to take off, nice try. If you did catch this up at the top, man, you're sitting pretty right now. I mean, you can just sit in that short, and I think you're going to be good in that short right there. I think if you got up here in 6,800, anywhere high up here, and we did have some members get up way up in here, and got some shorts set way up in here. Man, they're awesome. And I was saying, hey, take profit of our longs. So first thing I was calling out is take profit of your longs, take profit out of your longs, and that was up like 6,800, right? I'm like, listen, take those profit out of your longs, and just be happy that you wrecked that, right? So we've got to watch. So the level to watch for right now is 66.48, 66.50, right? Dropping down below 66.50 over the next couple hours is number one going to leave an absolutely insane wick because you're 9 hours in right now. You got 3 hours left to go. So this is really a critical time right here. Is it's got to hold the price action. Cannot fall below, right? So let's just make some notes right here, right? Price action cannot fall below 66.50. So 1, right? So the price has got to hold 66.50 or else, right? It's got to hold 66.50, otherwise it's totally screwed. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, your support is all the way down here. Your support's down at 65.50, right? So we'll do the 2. So your support's at 65. Yep, 65.50. So this is where your support is down here, right? And you've got heavier support and 65.02, which equals your wedge. So this is your wedge. Okay, so this has got to hold. So it's pretty simple, right? I mean, you got a lot of room here, but if this comes down, it's just got to hold the wedge. That's all it's got to do. If it comes down here and holds the wedge, you can expect one more push back up. But to me, this does not look like a B, C, D, E. You know what I'm saying? This just doesn't look like a typical, let's see here, A, B, nope. So that can't be an ABC, just not possible. This is just all screw. It says it says A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, and that's how this is kind of playing out. You're going to look for an A, B, C, or an A, come down A, B, C, and then try to touch again and try to hold this. You're going to try to hold this. The best thing that can happen is a lot of sideways action here for the bulls. But boy, we're just getting closer and closer to the 66.50 line. Okay, and there's your resistances are set. There's your supports. So we're going to bring this up here. So support on the wedge. All right, now super important, and let's pull this down, is to look at our volume profile, right? So let's take a look here. Okay, so we haven't printed a new candle there. All right, so we have print. So take a look at this. So in a natural pump progression, right? So look at our volume. Look what happened to our volume here, right? So our volume did totally take a turd on us. Right here, look at the volume did die after the pump, but the volume was a steady increase. So look, the next candle went up. It's still up, dropped a little bit, then up. Look at this. So this candle, so there was your next candle, and then the next candle after that, there's just absolutely no volume whatsoever. Let's go see if we can find some other crazy. Let's go look at the pump over here. There you go. There's the April pump, right? So let's take a look at this April pump. Same thing. So you got the pump, but then it stayed. So there's your next red candle was big, right? And then it kind of dropped and then it just kind of went up. So you got some upward momentum to keep the pump alive right there. And what happened here is we got the pump and then you got the little red candle and then the volume just totally died. Right now, how far we're still a little ways into this candle. So what we need to see out of this candle is we need to see a lot of volume come out of this candle over the next 3 hours. Now we got a long way to go, right? Got a long way to go for that candle to happen. But look at how far that volume just totally tanked right there. All right, so the volume did take a big beating. So look, if you take the height of that candle, that looks like a 40%, right? The next candle was like 40% there. Right? Next candle 40%. You know, look, these pumps are just getting weaker and weaker. So this pump looks weaker. Yeah, it looks like this pump at least had two good green candles behind it. So the good green candles that said, "Hey, yeah, no, this is real." And this was a good pump. This is a good pump. This is a good volume structure in accordance with the price action. Okay, so yeah, it went up. Some good green candles. I mean, I don't know about good, but the volume just keeps getting shittier. See here, look at this. There you got the pump, and then you had some good green candles that followed it. Some pretty good substantial volume candles. So that's what I'm trying to look at to see if there's just a continued foundation of volume that's going to keep playing out. Let's look at a larger picture here. So volume, we had really bad volume in here. It actually seems like we've got a little more love. We got a lot of volume that took in here. And I don't know, once again, was this $415 million worth of volume, fake volume? That's sure what that looks like. I mean, we saw those massive orders go in. We were watching those 16 million Tether, 11 million. I'm sorry, $16 million in BTC get bought, $11 million, $20 million. We were watching those orders get filled, and we were all just watching them in our. You go back, and I've shared this in my last couple of videos. We were watching all those orders get filled down here at 6,400. They're trying to dump them on people right here. And I wonder if they're trying to dump those 6,400 orders right here, and they're just dumping them on everybody, which would have been a great come up, good for them. And you got to remember, they can fill those orders, not with people buying, but they can fill those orders with wrecking stop losses on shorts. So they can just ruin you. They can just ruin you. Yeah, seriously, guys, if CNBC goes on in a couple hours and they tell you to buy Bitcoin, it's going to the moon, you all need to immediately short the crap out of it, okay? Because today they said it was going down. It went the opposite direction. I think they were the only ones saying it was going down. Anyways. Okay, so we are on the 4 hour. We are in a 6, right? We're in a 6. We did look at this next candle that closed. It was red. It had low volume. We would have preferred to see green candle here. That green candle would have given us an indication that it would have been a continued pump, but it didn't, right? Like this one. See, this one took off. A bunch of greens, right? Bunch of greens. This is not looking good right here. When you get a green that's followed by a red volume candle, you're looking for sideways action and or a drop, right? Look at here, green candle, drop, a little bit of love, and then just fell out. And I'm kind of expecting the same thing. Now, I expect this to drop because of the SEC news, not because of anything other than that. Here is your top line. So, if you're on a 4 hour chart, 7,100, now, if you go and read what I just posted you guys can clearly, if you go read what I just posted, you can clearly see that they have a lot of money. The exchanges have a lot of money. They can pump a lot into this puppy, and they can just keep this thing going. I mean, they can keep this thing going up. You know, so you got to be careful here in your longs and shorts. I actually feel it is riskier because of the SEC announcement coming up, to be in a long, right? So I feel you have a higher risk. Um, so I feel that at any moment the SEC could come out and just say, hey, you know what, denied. And the thing you have to watch for is this single word, right? This is it. This is the one word you have to watch for. One warning word, right? Starts with an M. Okay. So if in the denial description, right, this word so if this word is used, if they use the word manipulation, that they're denying it because of manipulation, I do believe you will see a greater percentage of a drop in comparison to what would normally, if they just come out and say, hey, you know, we just don't like these guys because he wore blue shoes to the meeting, and who wears blue shoes on Monday? Everybody knows you got to come to the meeting dressed in black because that's what that's the party, and that's how we roll around here. So everybody wears black on Mondays. He wore blue shoes because he wore blue shoes. I don't like him, and we're going to deny his application. Okay, something like that happens, and then you guys can all be like, okay, that's not so bad, right? That's not so bad. But this right here, this if they come out, they say this one word, that we are denying this application based on the market manipulation, right? Or anything to do with market manipulation, I would expect a more substantial drop, right? I would expect a more substantial drop. And hey, I think this is, look at the timing of this, right? Look at the timing of this. Let's just kind of go through the timing of this right here, right? Right, let's just kind of order of events, right? SEC, denial possible, right? Right? In the next, 24 to 48 hours. Right? 2, MEX was down. And they wrecked MEX. Right? So they basically liquidated 100 million, right, in shorts, and then 3, they're gonna load shorts or scrape profits, right, before SEC announcement. right? So this is kind of what I see playing out right here, right? It's like get this puppy up as high as you can, liquidate all those. You know, hey, listen, the easiest way to buy cheap is just to liquidate shorts. I mean, they don't have a chance. They're stuck. They're stuck selling. They're stuck selling. You don't have a choice when you have your stop limit set. You don't have a choice. You don't have a say. Your ass just gets wrecked. Your ass just gets wrecked. Yeah. So let's go over and all right. So this is kind of my Bitcoin. So for we're definitely making bearish haramis on lots of timelines. Okay. Let's go over here. We're going to take a 6. So there's the 6-hour chart right there. You still got a long way to go. If this can hold this right here, this is a extremely bearish setup. If this does hold, right? If this needs another pump to get out of this. This needs, I don't know, another 100 million tether. I mean, 50 million, 60 million tether, maybe more. Yeah, I'd say another 100 million to get them out of this. Another 100 million tether could get blown through this. But yeah, the way this is setting up right here, this is a very bearish doji setup. And it's got a long way to go. You got a long way to go. You got 3 hours left in that candle. There's your 12-hour candle right there. Like I said, it's just got to hold. Just got to hold that range. It's got to hold that. It just can't close this 12-hour candle. These candles cannot get down here and close below this. Right? Where's this at? See, look, these drop down below it, and they're just hanging on right there. Now, I do like to see my reversals on 6s. Look, here you go. You know, I like to see there's a 6 right there. Falls out. This one's 6-7, fell out. 6-7, fell out. I do like to see my reversals right here on these 6s, and you know, I like to see this. We'll see if this is possible, if that's going to get up there in reverse. This does look like a rising wedge. Excuse my yawning, it's been a long day. All right, let's rip through our alts here. Ethereum. So I had a good talk today. I was on the phone with Lisa. I don't know if you guys know Lisa. You should give her a follow. So they have an ICO that they're working with that's launching. It's pretty cool. It's a really good. It's like a universal wallet thing. They basically you're partnering with POS systems all over the world, and it's pretty cool. I like it. So I was on the phone with her, and we were talking about them launching their ICO, and I said, "Are you sure they want to launch their ICO now?" I just don't feel that this is the best time to launch an ICO because I still feel the market is really weak, and I feel there's a potential for this just to keep going down, right? And you know, listen, you had this huge pump, right? Look at ETH. Look at ETH. Where'd the pump go? Right? Listen, ETH has fallen and it can't get up. Okay? ETH has fallen and it cannot get up. It got up there. It gave a little pokey. Right? Here's the 6-hour bearish harami. Let's pull up a 4-hour chart. Bearish harami. On a 6. I mean, this thing is like trying. Oh. All right, come on back. Come on back. There we go. This thing is trying so hard to just fall. I mean, there's no this it's not even trying to keep it up here, you know? Yeah, let's see. There was the 6, the reversal on the 6. There's the 6. So this is a red 6. So if this is going to give this, you know, on the 12-hour, this is when it's got to give it. This is when it's got to give it right here. I mean, look at this candle. It just gave every single thing back. And how do you look at that candle? I don't even know how to look at this candle. I mean, I think this candle looks bullish, honestly. This is kind of a bullish, you know, this candle goes both ways for me. This candle's like 50-50, bullish or bearish. I'm not sure. This one always screws me up. It's hard to play this big candle right here. 4-hour, there's your green 6. All right, so you're on your green 6 on your 4-hour. So if this is a 6 reversal there, this will fall out deeper. So you get a deeper fall. I just think, and part of our conversation today was you know, I was just talking to Lisa. I'm like, are you sure you guys want to be launching, or they want to be launching an ICO on this and taking ETH as payment? I mean, take anything else but ETH, right? Take anything else but ETH. ETH is just taking a bloodbath right now. It's just a bloodbath. Shoot, take ETC. At least ETC has got Coinbase. Well, Coinbase action behind it, right? Here's EOS. EOS didn't give back all the gains. It didn't. It still pumped up a bearish Harami. You know, it's still. Listen, it's still there. You know, and I'm starting to leave my arrows now. You know, I head here. And then I head back up here, and I missed that. It went a little higher. And then this is the arrow from there, so it's coming down. You know, now this, nothing I can do about this pump. Now, I expected this to go naturally up to here, and this thing just, the pump took it. But look, even with this pump, all this, alts just aren't getting the same follow through that BTC is. They're just not getting the same. Like you would have thought this thing would have. So we had this massive pump, and this went from, you know, I mean, this was, you know, it's $5. It was almost at the $5 range to $5.44, and it's already given almost all of it back up. It's back down to $5. So it's sitting at $5.02. And this thing took off from $4.80. So hopefully you just got to be careful in that. Let's take a look at Tron. Look, Tron is almost giving it all back. Tron is kind of leading the way in the dump right here. Tron looks equally as bad as look, Tron never broke my resistance. Never broke my first resistance level. Not good. Right? I mean, I had hopes it would possibly get higher. There or there. And neither one of them couldn't even get up higher. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so ETH, look at this. You know, look at that. All right. So ETH did hit up to my target, my resistance level. Right? Look at that. Not bad. Now, I thought this was organically going to get up here and do this. It's coming back inside of the... it's coming back down inside of the wedge now. So it's trying to break back down inside the wedge. Now, it was on a 6, and I did expect this to reverse already, right? Because it was on a 6 right here, and it was starting to reverse. I had that. The 4-hour was on a 6. And it did exactly what I thought it was going to do. It just, when it got up here, this 4 just took off. Now we're back on a 6 on the 4-hour. You know, I still, unless BTC just, unless we get us some more pumping action. But look, even with pumping action, this thing is dropped all the way down. So I have to, you have to give it to I had 56. I called 56. It held 56 for the longest time. It stayed in this 56 range, and then you got the pump, and now it's come right back down. It's a little over the 56 range. Let's see how much we can hold this. Okay. You know, yeah, ETH definitely got wrecked the most. ETH definitely got wrecked the most. Actually, I think Tron got wrecked the most. I think Tron went up and came down the most. I think ETH would be second. So I think Tron, there's Tron 6 hour candle. So look at the gap. Look at the gap in here in this candle right here. Oh, it's a 4 hour candle. So look at the gap in that thing. Let's see if ETH has that. No, yeah, see, look, it's a 4 hour in ETH. So I think Tron is actually giving it back a little bit faster. Litecoin is holding pretty good. Litecoin did get a bearish cross right there. All right. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Everybody is saying Lambos and buy, buy, buy. Yeah. Listen, we are not in despair. We are not in despair. We're definitely not in a despair mode. If anything, we're in despair because of the manipulation. Yeah, well, listen, a lot of people are helpless right now because they're trading market sentiment. They're trading, the same thing. People are still wrecked at 7,300 because they were buying on that hopeism that the ETF was going to get approved, and then it got punted. And people who are bullish in this market are just going to get absolutely wrecked over and over and over again until something like the ETF gets approved. Right? And if you're buying BTC right now, if you're thinking about holding it, you need to have a good fundamental understanding that there is no one bringing new money into this marketplace until the ETF gets approved, right? And or listen, I agree that there's going to be a constant defense of the 6,000 line by the markets, but the markets can only pump so much fake tether into this to where they're the only ones who owns Bitcoin, right? You can only buy up so much with free money. That's right. There's no the problem is all the Bitcoin is ending up in the hands of the exchanges. They're the ones buying it all up. And there's no one left to buy it from them, right? Because they're wiping everybody out. How much liquidation do you think just got wiped out with all those shorts? All those people holding those shorts, those were you and me and the guy down the hall and your neighbor. We're just regular people. We're the one who are holding all those shorts, and we're the ones who got wrecked, and the people who wrecked us are the guy who just printed 100 million tether for free and took the money away from those stop losses on those shorts. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be in a long right now, not with the SEC announcement. I'm telling you guys, I would not be in a long with the SEC announcement coming, because you got to be careful with that announcement. That announcement is going to go, I have a hard time envisioning that announcement's going to be a positive announcement. Listen, I still have a good feeling that the SEC would possibly give a nod to the CBOE. I feel if anybody can pull it off, I feel that those guys can pull it off. I feel the CBOE can actually pull it off. And as we get closer to that ETF date in September, that's when I feel even myself, I'll be looking to get in. That's a good sign that they got punted down the line. That's good for you. That's good for me. That's good for all of us who, want crypto to survive and want it to keep going. Because, there's at least hope there that they'll make something can get figured out. And I know all the American exchanges are all meeting right now. They have a big meeting coming up, and all the American exchanges that are here in America are all trying to figure out a way that they're all trying to figure out a way how to get rid of all of this manipulation. I mean, that's the only reason, right? That's the only reason they're meeting. Every exchange. Did you guys see that? The news is somewhere. Where is it? Let's go find it. So, U.S. Bitcoin exchanges meeting. Here it is. U.S. crypto exchanges set to meet in September. Here it is right here. Right? This is it, because I'll tell you what, every single one of these guys, right? All these guys understand that the manipulation is real. And honestly, come on, man. Bitfinex, they don't want to play ball. They don't want to be regulated. They don't want to be regulated. Binance doesn't want to be regulated. Why would they want to be regulated? They're making a killing. Unregulation is so much easier to rip people's heads off. Right? Here it is. This is what it is. They want everybody, all these American exchanges can't play on the same playing field as Bitfinex. They can't play on the same field as all these other exchanges all over the world. They can't. They have to abide by the laws in the United States. And it's an unfair playing field that they're up against, right? And especially what really makes them upset is that, it's everybody and their mother is going to use exchange. Well, that the majority, actually, people think a lot of Americans are the ones buying up Bitcoin, and I think that's untrue. I think the majority of people who are buying up Bitcoin are Brazilians, Australians, English. Those people are absolute crypto fanatics, right? Those people are crypto fanatics, and those people they are really what's driving this market. The Japanese and the Koreans. And it's funny that they look over here to the Americans. The Americans are just all, look at the faces on these guys. They're like, damn, why do we have to be Americans? Right? Why can't we just move to Malta? Right? That's what they're saying. Why can't we just move to Malta? Damn it. Because they say we'd be like 8 times richer. We have 2 matching 100-foot yachts. That's what they're mad at. That's what the American crypto exchanges are upset about. They're pissed because they can't. It's like they have their hands tied. They have their hands tied. So, all right. With that being said, I think I'm good. Unless there's any other questions. Anybody got any questions? Do we have any other questions? I still think possible lower targets. They can't give up. Like giving up the giving up anything lower, just getting lower than this, the 66.50. So 66.50 50s where it's got to hold. And we're going to get rid of this, that. There we are. Hey, Peak, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, okay, so let's pull this chart over here, okay? So two charts that are both telling different stories. So the RSI, which is a volume indicator, right? So you have your volume indicator, which is your RSI, right? So your volume just rocketed up, all right, and and it went into our long scalp zone. So this is definitely a long area. Look at this. I mean, this calls for a long. And a bunch of our members, we all had this set, and we were all already in longs way before this snapped. We kind of knew the BS was coming, right? So anytime you've crossed over this area, you've definitely gone into a situation that is very, bullish, right? Extremely bullish. Okay, so you've gone into this area, and it's extremely bullish. So I'm going to pull this off because we don't need that anymore. Just blew past the bull trap gap. So now we're peeking over it. Now I want to warn you that this can fold all the way over in a heartbeat. Right? This little thing can fold all the way over in just a snap of a finger. Right? This thing could bend all the way over and head all the way back down. Now, if this does continue to climb here, right, it would show that there's volume, and that volume would show that there's buying power. Now, I don't believe that there's any true buying power that's in the marketplace right now other than the exchanges that are trying to prop this price up. So that's something that we need to be watching out for, is can they hold this? And this, we just talked about this with the volume, is can they hold, can they continue to hold the volume up without letting it just tank over, right? So if you look down here on this chart down here, so this is bearish, right? And I am looking for this to break, right? So for this indicator right here, the Stochh, never made it bullish again, right? It just never made it bullish again. Now the RSI made it bullish. The Stochh didn't make it bullish. Second, you guys all know there's all this tether that just got moved. I'll go over that in a second. So then here is my other chart, right? So this is my bull break chart that's needed to break. Now this didn't break, right? So the MACD did not break, right? This does not break bullish until it breaks this line, right? It has to break this line before it's bullish. So I am not convinced. Now, this parabolic move, right? This parabolic move that we had was followed by a stubby, right? This is a little stubby. Get this little stubby run up, but in no way went and broke my bullish line. So right now I have mixed signals. I have my RSI telling me you did break it, right? So my RSI is right here, sorry. Pull this over here. Okay. So here's my bubble chart, my RSI bubble chart. Now, breaking this line, there it is right there. White line is says this is a bullish trade, okay? So this definitely kicks into a bullish trade area, which there's just nothing up here, right? This just goes. This just keeps going. And you do have there's a bunch of dumps right above it. That can be dumps. So every time these pink lines, these pinks are all dump areas, right? So the pink areas are all dump areas, or it does fall out. So you got to watch out up here because you do get a couple pink areas that do have some pretty good little rejections. But I'm getting mixed signals, so I've got to go long. I've got to go long over here with the RSI, but it is not correlating with the MACD chart. So I'm stumped. And this definitely didn't correlate with my Stochn chart. My Stochn chart didn't also give me the signal to go long either. All right, so you can see how every time here's the second push. So you got your first push on your bear, then you came back, then you got your second push on your bear, then it fell out. First push, second push, fell out. These all came back up, poked the line, first push, and then you just got this second little touch, and then it fell out, and then it just has not been able to get back up there, right? So this is, and this was definitely that launch that, I was looking for something lower down here, and I'm still looking for this thing to fall out, right? Every time on these bear moves, it's fallen. It's come back up here, and then it eventually just falls out. Now, if this is a bull move, this bull move will get up here and it'll stay up here substantially. So look at the bull move. See how it gets way up here and it stays up here? Bull moves, gets way up here, stays way up here. Bull move, gets up here, stays way up here. So we just haven't had that yet. So I'm torn right now. And this is just another way of looking at the manipulation, right? We didn't get into the cloud, so we didn't get up into our cloud either. So, if you come over here and you look at our Tekken cloud, I'm sorry, if you look at our EG cloud, and we just never made it back up into the cloud there. We're close. Now, if this thing were to break through, it would look to break through the weakest part of there. And that's 7,100, 7,000, and that's where it would attempt to make the break. Tough. Now, you see the cup, if you guys can come over here, do you see this cup this made right here? See that cup, right? It is making the cup there. Let's see if that cup is going to go ahead and go parabolic with the price, and or it's going to act as this and just kind of fall out like a cup and handle. Just try to make the cup and then dump. All right, because kind of here's that cup. So there's your cup and then dump. I'm looking for the cup and then dump. I still don't feel the FOMO here. And I think the FOMO is going to be, listen, I'll tell you what, I have stop losses. I have stop losses set. I still have my money on the ETF decision. I could be wrong right here. Right? I could definitely be wrong. I will have an alarm set over here. In fact, I'll set it right now. I'll set it down here. Set it right there. Bing, there it is. So I have my alarm set right there to see if this gets up and over, and it'll trigger everything, and all my charts go crazy. All right, so that's it. That's what I got. I got my stop loss set over 6,900. If this thing takes off, I just get stopped out of it. It was a good trade. I tried. Right, if this thing drops down here to the 6,500 range, I'll probably take some profit, and I will take some profit, and I'll look for this to bounce back up. If the ETFs do come and this thing gets a denial, I know this thing will take down. Well, so here is peak. Peaky there. Where you at? Peak. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we already talked about this. Fergal me. Trading rooms, River North, notably the first time exchange. Yeah, I mean that's what happened. They totally this. I already said this. I wrote this down. I just said this. They completely attacked him. Uh, yeah, and that's exactly what happened. That's they attacked Max. I told you it's the whales going after the whales. Guys, listen, they are after each other. They are after each other. They're it's I'm telling you, man. Rich people fight as viciously one another. They fight as viciously. So Peak, give me a quick rundown on this. So Peak is the one who who hunted down these tokens and all these exchange things that happen. So yeah, Peak is where's this at? Peak Squares is an article. Boink. Got it. So here's all the tether moving and the tether moving to all the different wallets. So they were scooting a bunch of tether around to the different exchanges, and they were moving a bunch of tether around to different exchanges, and then they used that tether to basically buy up all the Bitcoin for the pump. Sneaky effing bastards. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky buggers. Yeah, so that's what we got. It's all right. All right, everybody. That's all I got for tonight. All right, thank you all so much, and that's it. Have a good night for the vamp. Hey, listen, give me some likes on the video. 66 likeys. Go over there, little pokey pokey. Got 66 likes. Almost 100 people watching. I'd love some love. Come on, guys. I kept you safe right here. We knew this thing was going to blast off. We were calling it. And a bunch of the members did really, really well. A bunch of our members made a bunch of money. We were all prepared for it. And yeah, super awesome. I love trading like this. This is what gets me excited. All that sideways movement was blah. All right, so for the vamp at Until 1 Mil, and all of us, KK, Chone, the whole posse, man, we'd like to say thank you to everybody. Really appreciate it. And to all our members that made a bunch of money today, amen. I'm out.